Uncle Wilbert and Joe took me to the, well, they took each other and I went along, I guess, to the opening of the New Zealand Festival. It's a big, exciting arts festival. It'll be going on the next month or so. And they had a friend who was dancing in the thing. It was really cool, like a giant flash mob, except it wasn't flashy. I mean, it was flashy, but it was not flash. Maybe even 250 to 300 dancers, all in a line. They were all doing exactly the same thing most of the time, but it was still really cool. We have that many people doing that coordinated of a dance. It was really cool. And then we went to a bar, and they had drinks, and I had orange juice in a very tall glass. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then the next night, we went to see a play, part of the festival, called Dead Dog in a Suitcase. I would recommend that to anybody who appreciates very strange humor. Lots of intrigue, politics, murder and assassination, and there's even a attempted suicide, and a hanging, and yes, there was a dead dog. And yes, it was in a suitcase. I'm not sure why she put it in a suitcase. I was very confused. She's just wandering around with a suitcase with a dead dog, and I don't know what the heck she was going on. But then, her husband had decided, so she wasn't exactly thinking straight. Very funny, very lewd, lots of strong language, as the poster outside the theatre warned about, and several very, very inappropriate jokes, and things that I wish I could unsee. But it was a good play. We all three enjoyed it. Uncle Wilbert, Joe, and I. It was very interesting and very, very funny. This weekend we go to see La Verita, I think it's called. I can never remember what it's called. La Verita. And then we're going to see a guy called Sufjan Stevens, whom we listened to last night, and I'm looking forward to see that. He's a musician. Sounds pretty darn cool. An update on the scaffolding outside my window. It's now covered in yellow sheets. So if you look outside, everything has a slightly yellow tint to it. It's kind of difficult to see if it's sunny or not because there's yellow everywhere, and all you can see is yellow, and you can see kind of the cracks, and you just, I guess it is sunny out there. That's cool. But yes, it's very yellow. At some point last week, I did a very, very bad thing. I went looking for yarn stores, and I found some, and so I bought some yarn. I went to a place called Made on Marion, or Made Marion, what do you know, punny. But it's a lovely little store. Uncle Wilbert recommended it to me. Yarn and fabric and other crafty things. I saw some fabric that I liked, and I think I'll go back there and find some again. But I was more interested in the yarn at the time, and I made sure to get, because hey, I can get regular anytime. So I have Ashford Wheels and Looms, made in New Zealand. And the guy there was very helpful, told me that it does not leave New Zealand. And I've got this lovely green, this lovely purple, this lovely greenish opal as well, opal's purple, and this purple. And the variegated yarns, the colory ones, will match pretty much anything. So, and they're really cool, and they're so soft because they're 100% New Zealand wool. Then I went to another store. I found another yarn store called Knit World. I'll post a picture of that because you walk in the door and you go, yarn. I found what I've been looking for since I got here. I mean, I haven't been here that long. I haven't been looking all that much, but I really wanted to find some possum fur yarn, and I found some. I didn't buy a whole lot of it because it was rather expensive. It was $20 a skein. So yeah, it's very expensive, but it's really, it's 25% possum fur, 75% merino wool. So it's really, really soft. And then I found this stuff here, which is 100% pure New Zealand wool. I got 3 colors of this. The brand is Cruchy, which Joe tells me is a rather famous brand, or a well-known brand here in New Zealand. It is also made in New Zealand. Never leaves. Some cotton yarn. This is really cool. 2 skeins of this one here because I didn't think it was very big. 2 Magic Square coastery potholder things. And then Joe took me to a place called Spotlight, which I believe is our equivalent to Joann's, except bigger, I think. and I found a clearance rack with some New Zealand print fabrics. So I bought a meter and a half of 3 different fabrics. But and they're pretty cool. One we already have, and then 2 new ones that I think we will enjoy doing something with. Even if it's just more pillows, you can never have too many pillows. On the day we went to Spotlight to get the yarn, Joe and I, first we stopped at a children's bookstore, which I was pretty excited about. I found Shel Silverstein. I was really happy. Joe had never heard of Shel Silverstein, so I had to introduce her to it. She said that once the child for whom she is buying books is a little older, maybe because she's only 6 or 7 at the moment, and she doesn't think he's quite old enough for Shel Silverstein. I personally couldn't disagree more, and I bought some books as well. I bought The Incredible Book Eating Boy, about a boy who eats books. But I couldn't resist this one. Alice the Little Tractor. This one's for Daddy. And then I got a couple of New Zealand-based Maori books. So I have this one. It's called Haka, and it's about the origins of, well, the Haka. It's a very pretty, very beautiful, very powerful love story. It's got Maui and the sun, which we already have. This is a different version of it. And then it's got Kahu and the Tanakwa, and Maui and the Big Fish, and Rona and the Moon. So it's not just Maui. Though I did discover there are a lot more Maui books than we have. We have Maui and the Sun and Maui and the Goddess of Fire. But there are more than that, and I look forward to going and getting some more of those books, because Maui is pretty cool. He's a trickster.